Hello friends, today we're gonna make huge and emotional progressive drops similar to Martin Garrix in FL Studio Mobile. First we're gonna set the tempo in 128 BPM. Let's start off by making some nice and emotional chord. Then let's chop up the chord and make that famous Martin Garrix rhythm. Now we have a nice rhythm, we can make the melody in top. I think that sound decent, guys. Now that we're done with the composition, let's start on building the drop. We're gonna begin by making a very crisp and big lead. Let's start with a nice vital presets. Now my friends, we're gonna some mixing effects to make a lead more powerful. Let's create an effect channel first. Click on Add Send and cut the master channel. Then you'll have your effect channel ready. And change the name of the effect channel to Lead Bus. Let's go on the lead mixing. 1. Stereoizer. Set the strength to 40%. Stereoizer is a tool used to enhance the stereo image of audio by widening the stereo field. 2. Compressor. Adjust the threshold to -16 dB and the level to -3.5 dB. A compressor is used to control the dynamic range of audio, reducing the volume of louder sounds and increasing the volume of softer sounds, resulting in a more consistent level. 3. Multiband compressor, high mode, increase the input gain and gain to 0.4 dB. A multiband compressor divides the audio signal into different frequency bands and applies compression independently to each band. Choosing high mode focuses the compression on the higher frequencies. 4. Reverb 2. Set the high cut to 8 kHz, low cut to 600 Hz, decay to 3.5 seconds, damping to 10 kHz, and wet level to 70%. Reverb adds spatial depth and dimension to audio, simulating the acoustics of different environments. 5. EQ, equalizer. Apply a low cut at 200 Hz. EQ is used to adjust the balance of frequencies in audio. Cutting frequencies below 200 Hz can help remove rumble and muddiness from the mix. 6. Side chain with auto duck. Set the ducking to 50% and time to 35%. Side chain compression is a technique where the compression is triggered by a separate audio source, allowing certain elements of the mix to duck or decrease in volume in response to the presence of another sound. I consistently employ a pluck in conjunction with the lead in my progressive house tracks, which I attenuate using a low-frequency EQ. This technique helps carve out space in the mix, ensuring a clean and balanced sound. This, my friend, is what the lead sounds like without the mixing effect. And this is with. Now my friend, let's make a fat bassline that's give energy to the lead. We're gonna use a very heavy sidechain for the bass and chord and basically all the elements in this drop except the lead. Now on to the bassline, guys. I started with this mid bass playing this bassline. Now let's add one more mid bass layer to make the bass more powerful. And I chop this mid bass in 1-to-1 rhythm. When it comes to mixing the bass, we want to push it really hard. Let's start up by mixing the mid bass layer. We're gonna start mixing our mid bass. 1 EQ, equalizer, apply a low cut at 50 Hz. 2 sterilizer, set the strength to 40%. 3 compressor, adjust the threshold to -16 dB and the level to -1.5 dB. For multiband compressor, mid mode, increase the input gain and gain to 0.6 dB. 5 side chain with auto duck, set the ducking to 100% and time to 100%. We want a heavy sidechain on bass and chords. This, my friend, is what the mid bass sounds like without the mixing effect. And this is with. Now guys, let's quickly mix the sub bass. We're gonna take it from this without the mixing effect. One EQ, equalizer, apply a low cut at 200 Hz and click on his shelf. 2 compressor, adjust the threshold to -16 dB and the level to -5.5 dB. 3 multiband compressor, low mode, increase the input gain and gain to 0.6 dB. 4 side chain with auto duck, set the ducking to 100% and time to 100%. And this is with the mixing effect. Now my friends, make some nice chords to really fill out the drop. But first, I was truly appreciated if you subscribe and turn on the post notification. Alright guys, the chords in this drop are very important and will be responsible for a lot of the power and energy in the drop. Well, start with saw layer, playing the chord for the drop. Then we're gonna add a second chord layer to make the chords a bit fatter. Now let's mix the chords. 1 EQ, equalizer. Apply a low cut at 200 Hz. 2 sterilizer. Set the strength to 50%. 3 compressor. Adjust the threshold to -16 dB and the level to -6.5 dB. 4 side chain with auto duck. Set the ducking to 100% and time to 100%. And I always use reverb in chords with short decay time. This, my friend, is what the chord sounds like without the mixing effect. And this is with. This is what the chords and bass sound like together. We're actually add an organ and a piano layer on top of the chords. The piano is there to add more power. And the organ is there to create that dark emotional vibe. And the mixing for the piano and organ will be consistent, similar to the lead mixing. This is what they sound like without the mixing. And this is with. And this is what all the chords and the bass sound like together, guys. Now my friends, let's quickly make a nice drum pattern. First we add a kick. Then some rides to add some energy to the drop. And some claps. After that I added this snare to add some rhythm. And then I added some more effects to fill out the drop a bit more. Finally, I was done with the drop, guys. Before I will show you final result, I was truly appreciated if you want to release your songs on music label. To contact me on Instagram. The name of our music label is Enjoy It Music. Please support me for future tutorials.